So in this video, we're going to learn how the keyword builder works and also show you a little bit about the process of how I build my own stacks, and also learn how we can use the keyword builder with foreign languages. So as a bit of an introduction, the keyword builder is inside the article scraper, and we can use it by switching it on. You can see that we have a maximum of 5 keywords we can add content to. I'm just going to open the first one and see what's inside. So you can notice that these are expandable boxes that you can select. Here's what's inside each of these boxes. On each box we have a keyword, an article, and a universal scraper links fields. So inside the keyword, we of course type in our keyword. Let's say window. Inside the article field, we insert the article for this particular keyword with or without spin text. And then for the universal scraper links, we can add links that we'd like to scrape paragraphs from. And you can add multiple links, inserting them one per line. So let's say, for example, I have a couple links that I'd like to scrape paragraphs from into this keyword. So here's the first link, and then insert the second link. Now what this is going to do is going to access each of these links and then find all the HTML paragraph tags and take the text from these tags and add those paragraphs into our keyword. Now the keyword builder is when you want to be very targeted on the content that you want to create and add to your stacks. You can add very targeted content for your keywords with different articles and from different websites. So where previously we only had the option to use one article for all our keywords, the keyword builder now allows us to be extremely specific with the stacks and the keywords that we want to create. So let's start the article scraper, and I'm going to select Google Docs and see what we get as a result. So I'll probably be pausing the video while we wait for Staxio to build this content and scrape the links from the websites and all that. Okay, good. Let's take a look. So we can see we have paragraph 1. So let's go back a bit and check the info we added on the keyword builder. So paragraph 1, right? We added a spin text article with a couple, just 2 keywords, and paragraph 1 was the first. Now after paragraph 1, we have the paragraphs that were scraped from the links. From these both links we added on the universal scraper links box. And this is all the content that was available on those 2 particular links, on those 2 websites. So let's say I also wanted to scrape Wikipedia for this keyword as well and add this content into my document. I'm going to select Wikipedia and now start the article scraper. Now let's see what we got from selecting Wikipedia. All right, so we have paragraph, which is our article. We have the links from the universal scraper. And now we have the Wikipedia content, which you can see from the document outline here on the left. It's a lot of content. Now let's say I wanted to add a couple images to my document. and also convert my Google Docs into Microsoft files as well. So let's go into our Google Drive and see what we have inside our brand new folder. We have a couple more folders, and we have the articles photos folder and the articles folder. So inside the articles photos, I'm expecting to see a couple images. All right, excellent. And inside the articles, I'm expecting to see a Microsoft file. Which is a converted Microsoft version of our Google Doc. All right, so I want to first take a look into the Google Doc. All right, excellent. So Windows, and did we select anything else? Wikipedia. All right, we selected Wikipedia only. All right, so images, photos. Let's go down to the images, photos section and check that we have both our images, and we do. Right, looks good. And this looks just perfect and everything that I was expecting to see. We have how many pages? 71 pages of content. But let's say that I wanted to make this document even bigger. Now I'm going to select Articles Factory, Super Articles, and Bigger Pockets. Now I'm sure this is going to take a while to scrape from all these article directories, plus a couple links for both the websites we have inside on the universal scraper links. But let's see what we get and start the article scraper. And all right, let's see what we have. Let's open this huge document with all this content. How many pages? All right, 64, 70, 80, 90. And there you have it. The keyword builder is very useful if you're working with foreign languages, because we can scrape for each our keywords. We can scrape content from different websites. And when we can't find an article on Wikipedia or any article directory, but you have websites you'd like to scrape paragraphs and text from, then all you have to do is paste the links here inside the universal scraper links box, and Staxio will get that content for you. And of course we can do this for up to 5 keywords here. Now be aware that the more keywords and the bigger the articles and the higher the number of links you give Staxio to scrape from, then you're giving Staxio more and more work to do. And that also means the higher the probability that you might be getting timeout warnings. And if you do, then all you have to do is remove links or make your articles smaller or scrape for lesser keywords until you stop getting those timeouts. So for example, let's say you are scraping with 5 keywords with multiple with articles for each keyword and scraping for multiple links. That's going to be a lot of work for Staxio. And if you're getting those timeouts with all that content, then remove one of the keywords and do just 4, right? And then if you're still getting a timeout with 4, then go back to 3 and just scrape for 3 keywords, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now let's actually do a build all the way up from building a Google stack using the article scraper with the keyword builder and then building a Google site. And this is where I'm taking you into process of how I build my own stacks. So the first thing I do is I head over to, of course, start with the GStacks builder and give it a top keyword or brand name, which is going to be, again, okay, articles, and then the money site URL. Now I also fill in the call to action section here because I want a banner image to appear at the top of every page on my Google site, and I want it to be clickable to my money site. Now I want this image to redirect my visitors to my money site, and I'm going to make it the same as my money site URL. And this is it. This is the only information I use when I start my projects. And the reason why I make this basic stack is because I'm going to expand my stack with the article scraper. So no secondary keywords, articles, or I won't be typing in any other information inside the GStacks builder. Just a top keyword, my money site URL, and my call to action image. And I also select nothing from the control panel. Okay, so I'm going to start the Staxio builder. And the next step now is to go over to Google Drive. And grab the Google Sheet ID that I'll be using with the article scraper to expand my stack. So this is where I paste the Google Sheet ID. And both my folder name and my money site link will be the same as the ones I used with the GStacks builder. Let's just take a look at the Google Drive and what we have so far. So you can see that all these folders are empty. So let's expand the stack and add a couple keywords with the keyword builder. So keyword number 1, just typing in a very basic spin text article. And now I'm going to do one link for this keyword and then use another keyword. Let's use the same article. So instead of using 2 links for one keyword, I've split the links into keyword number 1 and keyword number 2, so that we see 2 documents being created as an example. And I'm also going to add the call to action image because I want to add a banner image inside the Google Docs that I'm creating and expanding my Google stack with. Let me get my Google image ID. And now let's head up to the control panel. And I want to add a couple of images to each of my keywords. And I want to do Google Docs. I want to do a Google Calendar. And let's also add a keyword on the main panel. So we have an example of what happens when we use keywords with the keyword builder and global keywords from the main panel. Okay, great. Let's take a look. Now let's see, photos, we got photos, see articles. Now let's open our window article, which was built using the keyword builder. All right, here we have it, the call to action image banner at the top of every page. Our images at the bottom. And this the scraped paragraphs from the universal scraper link. Now let's open the second keyword, which is door. Okay. All right. Our call to action image at the top. And I just want to check both door photos that I told Staxio to give me. Perfect. They're at the bottom. Looking good. Now let's look at the roof keyword. And oops, sorry about that. And the roof keyword has a roof paragraph from our beautifully written article here. It should have also images. All right, a roof, first image, and now the second image for roof scraped from Unsplash, just like we told Staxio to do. So now the next step is to go over to the G-Sites builder, and I'm gonna copy the Google Sheet ID because that's what the G-Sites builder is gonna need to create our Google site. Paste in the Google Sheet ID and then delete all the pages from this test Google site so we can build a brand new one. Now let's just take a look and confirm that the site is empty. All right. There's nothing on it. Perfect. So we've pasted our Google Sheet ID. I'm gonna add the bunny site URL link as well. I'm not gonna add Google schema or IFrame embeds or link embeds, but I'm gonna add a pop-up window URL. And I want this pop-up to open my money site URL. And I want it to open after 5 seconds. All right. So I'm just gonna start the G-Sites builder. So I'm expecting to end up with a Google site that has 3 supporting keywords and 3 supporting web pages for each of our 3 keywords. So let's go back to the Google site, do a refresh. All right. Whoops. Well, yeah. Well, I made a mistake here. It should have been, there's a typo here. There's an extra W missing. Right, no worries. The pop-up window worked as expected. That looks perfect because I see from the contents box here that I already have the 3 keywords that I was looking for that I built my stack with. And that's great. I can see them also here on the sidebar. Let's click on these. So we have door, all right. We have roof, again with our images, with our scraped images, our Google Doc, our embedded Google Doc, and we have window. But I can see that everything I told Staxio to build is on the website. So going back to the home page, we're looking from the home page to each of our 3 subpages. We have the folder embed, we have the Google Sheet embed, there should be a form, and the form is, and for some reason Google doesn't show the form when we're logged into the account that we use to build the stack with. But if we go into a private window and access our Google site, and then if we scroll down, we can see the form. Now, I don't know why Google does that, but it is what it is. And here we have our Google presentation, the Google Calendar with links to each of our 3 supporting keywords, and the links box with additional links for the properties in our stack. And I guess that pretty much wraps it up for this video.